Good morning, children. So, we have finished our first chapter, isn't it? So, today we are going to start our second chapter, microorganisms, front and who. So, today we can say about microorganisms. Okay, then what is meant by microbiology and how we can classify the microorganism, classification of microorganisms. Okay. So first we can see what is meant by microorganisms. So in the name itself we can see the word micro. Micro means small. Okay, so small organisms. Okay, microorganism we can also call as microbes. Okay, it is small in size. Due to the small size, it is called as microorganism, which cannot be seen through our naked eyes. We can see only with the help of microscope. Okay, we cannot see this microbes with the help of our naked eye. We can see only with the help of microscope. So example for microorganism, common example is bread. Okay, when we are exposing bread to the open air for 3 to 4 days, we can see the grayish white patches. Yes, why it is happening? Because the most often we can see this rainy season. Okay, bread will be easily spoiled during rainy season, because when bread come to contact with moist condition, it will spoil. This spoilage is caused due to microorganism. Here in this picture you can see the formation of grayish white patches. Okay, so this is due to the fungal growth such as bread mold, mycelium. Okay, so mycelium and bread mold or the fungi which causes what? Spoilage of bread. Now, what is meant by microbiology? The study of microorganisms is known as microbiology. So, microbiology we will study about the microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, virus, etc. So, where do microorganisms live? So, microbes present almost in all conditions. Okay, we can find microorganism in almost any kind of environment. Okay, it will be found in hot desert, polar region, salt water, marshlands, and it also can live inside the other organisms. These microbes, they can survive in volcanoes, deep sea, and even in vacuum. So now we are going to see classification of microorganisms. Microbes can be classified into 5 types. They are bacteria, algae, protozoa, fungi, viruses. Okay, so these are the classification of microorganism. Okay, so microbes we can classify into 5 types. What are they? Bacteria, algae, protozoa, fungi, and viruses. So we know now the whole world is affected by coronavirus. Yes, so coronavirus is also an example for what? Microorganism. Bacteria. First we can see about bacteria. So bacteria are unicellular organism. They live together in colonies. Colony means they will live together in group. And there are 4 different shapes: rod shaped, round or spherical shaped, spiral shaped, comma shaped. Okay, so bacteria can occur in 4 different forms, different shapes. They are rod shape, round or spherical shape, spiral or comma shape. So rod shape bacteria are called as bacilli, round or spherical shape bacteria are called as Hoci, and spiral shape bacteria is called as Spirilla. Comma shape bacteria is called as Vibrio. So now we can see some examples for bacteria. So here you can see in the picture Streptococcus pneumoniae, okay, Clostridium tetani, Trypanomia balladium, Vibrio cholerae, Legionella pneumophilia, Staphylococcus aureus, Clostridium botulinum, Streptobacillus moniliformis, Salmonella typhi, Helicobacter pylori. So these are some examples for bacteria. Now we can see about algae. So algae are like plant-like organisms. They are aquatic in nature. That means mostly we can see algae in water. Algae contains cell wall and chlorophyll. Due to the presence of chlorophyll, they can make their own food by the process called photosynthesis, like plants. So algae are unicellular or multicellular. Unicellular means single cell, or multicellular means many cell. Okay, so algae can be unicellular or multicellular organism. So example for algae: diatoms, Chlamydomonas, seaweed. So in this picture you can see some examples for algae. So already I have mentioned Chlamydomonas, Volvox, Ulothrix, Fritillaria, Ulva, Hydrodicon. So these are some of the examples of algae. Now we can see about protozoa. So protozoa is also an microorganism which is an unicellular microscopic organism. Okay, so single cell organism. So these protozoa, they will move to capture food. So they depend on other organism for their food. So their nutrition is heterotrophic. Okay, so heterotrophic in nutrition. Already we have seen about heterotrophic nutrition. So what is meant by heterotrophic nutrition? It will depend other organism for food. So this protozoa, it will depend other organism for food. So the mode of nutrition is heterotrophic. It is mostly aquatic in nature. That means they will live in water. Example for protozoa: amoeba, paramecium. Now here in this picture you can see example for protozoa: Didinum, Paramecium, Stender, Diplegia, Trypanosoma, Hergesium, Euglena, amoeba. So these are some of the examples of what? Protozoa. Now we can see about fungi. Fungi are plant-like microorganisms. So this is also similar to the plant. Okay, so it will show the characters like plant. It do not contain chlorophyll. It will be unicellular or multicellular. That means single cell or many celled organism. It is found in moist and warm places. Already first itself I told bread mold as an example for microbes. Yes. So the favorable condition for the growth of fungi is moist condition, and it can also grow in warm places. So the mode of nutrition in fungi is heterotrophic. Heterotrophic means it will depend other organism for its food, saprophytic or parasitic. Okay, saprophytic means feed on dead and decayed organism, or it can live on other caused self, so it is called as parasitic. So here you can see some examples for fungi. Mushroom. So mushroom, we can see it will grow in the place where it is a dead and decayed organic matter is more. Yes. And bread mold is also an example for what? Fungi, which grow in moist condition. Now about viruses. So viruses are very smaller than all other microbes. Okay, comparing to all other microbes, the size of the virus is very small. It is an obligate intracellular parasite. So it won't live on the outside environment. It will live inside the cells of an organism. That means it will invade the cells of organism. When it is human being or animals, it will invade the cells of an organism and will live there and take nutrient from the particular organism. Okay, children. So it is called as obligate intracellular parasite. It can be seen only through electron microscope. So in normal simple microscope, we can't see the viruses. We can see viruses only through electron microscope. So viruses multiply, it will multiply inside the bodies of other organisms. So here you can see example for viruses, HIV. So HIV means human immunodeficiency virus. Okay. So HIV virus is a example for virus. Okay, which will cause AIDS. Then hepatitis B. Hepatitis B is a virus which will cause jaundice. Ebola virus, adenovirus, influenza virus. Influenza virus which will cause flu. Bacteriophage, it is also a virus. So these viruses are intracellular parasites which will live inside the cells of host animal or plant and cause diseases which is harmful, and it will also leads to death. Okay, children. So this is about virus. So I hope that you all understand about the microorganisms. Okay, so next class we can see about the some microbes are beneficial to us. That means some microbes are useful to us. So that we can see about the useful microorganism in next class. Thank you, children.